Is this Sonic Mania 2, or at least what could have been? It sure seems that way based on a recent tweet or skeet from Christian Whitehead, the original lead developer of the first Sonic Mania, who had this to say on the 8th anniversary of that game. They say that it is now the 8th anniversary of Mania, so time to dig up some Sonic trivia. This year it's Kinga Klenga, aka the Kingus. This lovable Robo-Roo originally lived in the Outback, but now entertains us all in Pinball Carnival Zone. So there's a few things to take away from this. First of all, real quick, what he's referring to with Pinball Carnival Zone is the fact that this character, the Kangaroo, eventually ended up appearing in Sonic Superstars from a couple of years ago, which at the time, as far as I'm aware, we all thought was a brand new character. But as it turns out, it actually has roots, Kangaroots, if you will, in this original game, which again may have been Sonic Mania 2 or at least some kind of follow-up. So to add clarity to this is the fact that if you read the alt text here for both of these images, he's continued that Kinga Klenga Badnik, as it appears in a 2.5D prototype Evening Star. That's, Evening Star being the prototype's name, which was worked on after Sonic Mania. It is balancing on its tail and kicking forward with its springy Roo feet. Sonic is knocked to the left with significant kinetic force. And if we look at the other images here, it continues a wider shot of Kinga Klenga hopping in pursuit of Sonic in the Outback. So yeah, again stressing the Outback connection here versus the casino connection in Superstars. Also, just to drive home the point, or rather clarify, this model here is actually from Superstars, which he says himself. That clearly is not how it actually appears in this 2.5 point D prototype, being Evening Star, which again is worked on after Sonic Mania. So although he doesn't explicitly say it, or does he slay it? Say it? He does slay it. He doesn't officially say it. This does appear to be possibly, again, Sonic Mania 2, or at least some kind of official follow-up to Sonic Mania, which a lot of people have already noticed has an art style both that is reminiscent of the Sonic 2 HD project, as well as Christian Whitehead's official next game being Penny's Big Breakout, or Breakaway, Breakout, one of those two, which had a kind of similar vibe as well in some sense. So it's interesting, it's so interesting to see this, like that the fact that this game may have actually existed, and actually I'm actually cutting off some of the image right there. There we go, let's get the full thing in there. Let's get it on both sides here. We want to look at this art in its full glory because it is beautiful, and it makes me so sad that we never got to see this until now, obviously. So on the one hand, it's freaking cool that we actually get to see what could have been, but it sucks to remind us that, yeah, it could have been something. This could have been a full game, which, for whatever reason, it didn't finish development. So it gives me some hope. Actually, it doesn't give me any hope. It makes me hopeful that maybe this could be followed up on someday, either by resuming work on this or maybe returning to the roots of what this idea was. But, again, that's my own hope. That doesn't mean it's going to happen by any stretch. In fact, if anything, it's very unlikely to be returned to, which is such a bummer, because I was actually a big fan of Sonic Mania. It was actually the only 2D game I had beaten up to that point in time. And so that shows you how much it resonated with me, and the fact that we didn't get an official follow-up is baffling. Now what else is speaking of baffling, it is kind of wild that the character again appeared seemingly for the first time in Superstars, despite that again not being its original origin. Especially given the fact that, as far as I'm aware, this stage has no connections to the Australian Outback. Which related, apparently Christian Whitehead is actually from Australia. So again, that original connection with the whole Outback here makes so much more sense. So yeah, there you go, everyone. That is a kind of cool, kind of disappointing look at what it could have been a Sonic Mania 2, or at least a follow-up to that game. And it's just really disappointing that we didn't actually end up getting it. So what do you guys think of all this? Are you surprised by this fact? The fact that this Kangaroo not only existed, but again existed in what could have been in Sonic Mania 2? Does this crush you? I mean, it almost hurts to find out about this, especially on, by the way, the 8th anniversary? How has it been 8 freaking years already? That blows my mind. Does not seem that long ago, and it's criminal that they didn't make a sequel to that in all that time. In any case, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and with that, we'll catch you later. Bye.